Welcome, everyone. Today we're venturing into Vermont, where the maple syrup is sweet and the ghost stories are even sweeter. We're counting down the top 5 haunted places in Vermont, as chosen by ghost hunters, local legends, and maybe a few folks with overactive imaginations. These spots are packed with history, tragedy, and enough "what was that?" moments to keep you on your toes. As we explore, I want to hear from you. Have you braved any of these haunted sites? Got your own Vermont ghost story? Drop it in the comments. Whether you're a skeptic or a believer, let's dive into the tales that make Vermont just a little bit spookier. Ready to question your sanity? Or at least mine? Let's get started. Group therapy for the easily spooked begins now. First up, Emily's Bridge in Stowe. A covered bridge with a heartbreak legend and a reputation for being Vermont's most haunted. The story? Emily, a young woman, was supposed to meet her lover here to elope. He never showed. Heartbroken, she ended her life on the bridge. Some versions say she fell, others whisper murder, but the result is the same: sorrow, tragedy, and a ghostly legend. Visitors report eerie phenomena: disembodied voices, strange lights, and the sensation of being touched or scratched by unseen hands. Some claim to hear a woman crying or screaming at night, and cars have stalled or shown mysterious claw marks after crossing. Paranormal investigators have recorded supposed EVPs, ghostly whispers attributed to Emily herself. The bridge's creaky wood and dense woods only add to the atmosphere. It's the perfect setting for your imagination to run wild. There are even sightings of a woman in white, sometimes flagging down cars, maybe still waiting for her lost love. Is it Emily's restless spirit or just a spooky story fueled by a creepy old bridge? I lean toward the latter, but the legend persists. The bridge stands as a testament to local folklore and our fascination with the macabre. Whether haunted or not, Emily's Bridge is a must-visit for thrill seekers and ghost story lovers alike. So, would you dare cross it at night? Or would you rather stick to maple creamies and scenic drives? Either way, Emily's story lingers, etched into Vermont's haunted history. And hey, it's definitely more interesting than your average bridge. Next time you're in Stowe, take a detour, but maybe keep your windows rolled up. And if you hear a whisper, just blame the wind. Or don't. Vermont's haunted tales are just getting started. Ready for the next stop? Let's keep moving before Emily catches up. On to the next haunted hideaway. Next, we check in at the Creaky Inn at Marshland Farm, a charming inn with a side of ghostly guests. Built in 1793, this place has seen centuries of history, and, according to many, a few spirits who never checked out. Guests and staff report classic haunted happenings: footsteps in empty halls, doors opening on their own, and objects mysteriously moving. The most famous apparition? A woman in a flowing white dress, often seen in hallways or guest rooms, especially room 4. She's described as sad or pensive, maybe just waiting for room service that never comes. Some guests feel cold spots or an unseen presence, making for a restless night. There's also Miss Antoinette, a Marsh family relative, whose presence is marked by the scent of lavender or roses. Comforting or creepy? You decide. The dining room is another hot spot. Staff hear clinking glasses and see shadowy figures when the room is empty. Some even mention a giggling ghost child in the hallways. Delightful unless you're alone at midnight. Paranormal investigators have visited, capturing odd sounds and unexplained readings, but is it proof or just old wiring? Despite the ghostly rumors, the Creaky Inn remains a popular, cozy destination, especially for those hoping for a spectral roommate. If you're looking for a stay with history, charm, and maybe a ghost or two, this is your spot. Just remember, pack some sage, or maybe just extra earplugs. Haunted or not, it's a Vermont classic. Would you spend the night? Or would you rather just visit for brunch? Either way, the stories make for a memorable stay. The Creaky Inn proves that in Vermont, even your bed and breakfast might come with a ghostly bonus. Ready for more haunted history? Let's check out our next legendary location. Onward to presidential ghosts. Don't forget your nightlight. Now, we arrive at the Grand Equinox Hotel in Manchester. An elegant resort with a guest list that includes presidents and, allegedly, a few spirits. Built in 1769, the Equinox has hosted the likes of Theodore Roosevelt and William Howard Taft. But the most famous ghost? Mary Todd Lincoln, who visited after Abraham Lincoln's assassination. Guests and staff report seeing her sorrowful apparition, especially near the Lincoln Suite on the 3rd floor. Imagine bumping into a spectral First Lady on your way to the ice machine. There's also a mischievous, childlike spirit, known for moving objects and giggling in the older sections of the hotel. Classic haunted hotel fare flickering lights, cold spots, and the feeling of being watched. Staff have heard their names called by unseen voices and witnessed objects move in locked rooms. The South Wing is said to be especially active, with shadowy figures and disembodied whispers. Some even mention a former caretaker still making his rounds, gruff, shadowy, and not a fan of modern renovations. The hotel embraces its haunted reputation, offering ghost tours and sharing stories with curious guests. Paranormal groups have investigated, capturing faint voices and unexplained shadows, fuel for the legends. Is the Equinox truly haunted, or just an old building with creaky floors and a flair for drama? Either way, it's got the history and atmosphere for a good haunting. If you stay, keep an eye out for Mrs. Lincoln. And maybe say hi for me. Or, just enjoy the spa. Haunted or not, the Equinox is a Vermont icon. Would you spend the night in the Lincoln Suite or stick to the lobby bar? The choice is yours, but the stories linger. On to our next haunted institution. Next, we march to Norwich University, the oldest private military college in the US, and, surprisingly, a hotspot for ghost stories. The most persistent legend? The old man, or the janitor, haunting Jackman Hall. Cadets and faculty have glimpsed a shadowy figure in old-fashioned work clothes, especially late at night. He's not malevolent, just a dedicated janitor who never clocked out. There's also the woman in white, haunting Dewey Hall, her fleeting, melancholic figure seen near windows and hallways. The university's underground tunnels are ripe for spooky tales, unexplained noises, footsteps, and whispers in the dark. Ainsworth Hall has its own share of slamming doors, flickering lights, and objects moving on their own. Some cadets report feeling sudden chills or an unseen presence, drafty old building, or something more. There's even a legend of a ghostly cadet seen in uniform, still marching or standing at attention. The library is rumored to be haunted too, books falling off shelves, and the feeling of being watched during late-night study sessions. These stories are passed down through generations, becoming part of Norwich's unofficial folklore. Are they real encounters or just a way to add excitement to military life? Maybe a bit of both. Even in a place of order and discipline, the unexplained finds a way in. Norwich is known for producing leaders, and a few ghost stories too. Would you pull an all-nighter in Jackman Hall or stick to the daylight hours? Either way, the legends add another layer to Norwich's storied history. Ghosts or not, the tales persist. Ready for one last haunted campus? Let's head to Burlington. The final stop awaits. Our final stop, the University of Vermont in Burlington, where higher learning meets higher hauntings. Converse Hall is the campus's most famous haunted spot. Students report footsteps, voices, doors slamming, and objects flying. Classic dorm drama or something more. The resident ghost is Henry, a student who died tragically. His shadowy figure is said to roam the upper floors and tower. The Royal Tyler Theater is another hotspot. Apparitions, unexplained noises, and cold spots backstage. Maybe it's a former actor still waiting for their curtain call. The Billings Library, with its echoing halls, is rumored to host shadowy figures and whispers among the bookshelves. Some say it's the ghosts of students past, still cramming for exams. Old fraternity and sorority houses have their own ghost stories, former residents who never left, or strange happenings tied to the house's history. The bittersweet farmhouse, predating the university, is whispered to be haunted by former inhabitants. Even the campus green has reports of shadowy figures and sudden chills. These stories become part of student life, shared in dorm rooms and on late-night walks. Is UVM truly haunted? Or are these tales just the product of old buildings and sleep-deprived students? Either way, the legends add intrigue to campus life. Would you spend a night in Converse Hall? Or stick to the library? Ghosts and all. Vermont's haunted history ends here, but the stories live on. Thanks for joining me on this eerie tour. One last word before we go. That's a wrap on Vermont's haunted hotspots. We've crossed bridges, checked into ghostly inns, and wandered haunted campuses. Vermont, you've got some serious spooky cred. Now it's your turn. Have a ghost story to share? Drop it in the comments. If you enjoyed this haunted tour, hit like, subscribe, and ring the bell for more eerie adventures. Thanks for joining me, Crispy, on this ghostly journey. Stay curious, stay safe, and maybe keep a nightlight on, just in case. Until next time, happy haunting!